With the draft lottery now over, we can now see what teams are picking where. So in this video, we predict the top 10 picks in the 2018 draft based on team need, best available prospect, and future team success. After the draft, we will take a look at this list and see how many were proven to be correct and reveal which teams made the right choices. So now let's take a look at the top 10 predicted picks in the 2018 NBA draft. With the first pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns select DeAndre Ayton, center, University of Arizona. The Phoenix Suns have two players who are for sure in the team's plans for the future. In last year's number 4 pick, Josh Jackson, and the Suns' 2015 draft steal, Devin Booker. With Ayton, the Suns will have their center of the future set, as it feels a desperate need for the Suns, as their current center, Tyson Chandler, is on the last year of his contract, and at 35 years old will be on the edge of retirement. The other two big men on the roster include Dragan Bender, the 4th pick in the 2016 draft, who has underperformed so far in his career, averaging only 6 points and 4 rebounds while shooting 38% from the field and 36% from 3 in his second year, and Marquise Chriss, the 8th pick in the 2016 draft, who also struggled in his first 2 years. The Suns also have Alex Len, the 5th pick in the 2013 draft, who had an uneventful time with the Suns and is on the last year of his contract. The Suns most likely will let him walk during this offseason. Ayton will help the team defensively, as well as being a reliable post presence and being able to contribute from the outside just as good, if not better, than both Bender and Chriss. While this may be true, there are many reasons why the Suns may go in a different direction than drafting Ayton this coming June. The first being giving up on Dragan Bender and Marquise Chriss' development. In order for one of these 3 players to succeed, they must be given the minutes and time to develop, or else they will not be able to fulfill their full potential. With the drafting of Ayton, one of these players will be reduced in role, and the Suns' general management must decide if it is worth the risk of the success of the team. Another reason the Suns may decide to go into a different direction is the appeal of the international guard Luka Doncic. During the season, the Suns traded for guard Elfrid Payton. Formerly a first-round pick, the Suns traded for Payton to relieve some of the ball handling pressure from Devin Booker. While Payton put up a career high in his move to the Suns and putting up a triple-double in his first game together with Booker, the Suns still saw some inconsistent play from their point guard position. With the Suns' other point guard, Brandon Knight, coming back from an ACL injury next season, the Suns will still have some questions to answer at their guard position. With the number 1 overall pick now, the Suns have a chance to take that franchise guard they are looking for and possibly produce one of the most dangerous young backcourts in the NBA for years to come. With Luka's ability and his former head coach accepting a position as the head coach for the Phoenix Suns, the Suns may choose to go with a similar international face with this pick and pair Luka with his former coach, and that may not be a bad choice. With the second pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Luka Doncic. The Sacramento Kings will have a great chance with this pick to add to a promising young core with last year's 5th overall pick De'Aaron Fox, Serbian star Bogdan Bogdanovic, and another top pick in Buddy Hield. With Luka Doncic, the Kings will have their wings position covered, as with his size, Luka could slide into the Kings' small forward spot if they wanted him to, which they are much less talented at, as their current small forwards are Vince Carter, who is on the edge of retirement, recently acquired Iman Shumpert, who played little minutes with the team this season, last year's 15th pick Justin Jackson, who may take a while to develop, and Bruno Caboclo, a 2014 draft bust that the Toronto Raptors included in a deal. Doncic could fit right into that small forward position and be able to play off De'Aaron Fox and Bogdanovic and relieve them of some of the ball handling duty. This could prove to be a dangerous backcourt in the future. If the Kings choose to go in a different direction than Doncic, the best available player would be Marvin Bagley, who has a ton of potential. But would that impede in the growth of the young center that the Kings have already? And Willie Cauley-Stein, Pascal Labissiere, and former number 1 player in high school, Harry Giles, the Kings have a bunch of young center projects that may look promising in the future. So drafting some of the best available players who happen to be bigs, like Bagley, Mo Bamba, or Jared Jackson, wouldn't make much sense if you were looking to develop your young bigs. With the third pick, the Atlanta Hawks select Marvin Bagley III, forward, Duke University. For Atlanta, Bagley would be the best available player and fits a need. Atlanta currently has a promising young guard in Dennis Schroeder and a couple other promising talent in Taurean Prince and draft steal John Collins. With Bagley, they would be getting a big with a total package offensively. And while John Collins has been a great draft steal, he surely doesn't space the floor with his shooting. Bagley is the best big on the board offensively, and while not having some of the defensive talents some of the other bigs in the draft have, he does have the potential to become a 20-10 big in the NBA that may be too high to pass up. Bagley has also played next to a talented big man before, so playing next to John Collins should be an easy adjustment, and if all goes well, the Hawks may have found their franchise centerpiece. With the fourth pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select Wendell Carter Jr., forward, Duke University. For the Memphis Grizzlies, their drop-off from playoff team to tanking team was quick, but mostly due to the injuries to their core players Marc Gasol and Mike Conley, especially Conley, who played in only 12 games last season. With these two veteran players in their 30s returning, the Grizzlies may try to do a quick fix instead of a total rebuild, and this is where Wendell Carter Jr. will fit in. Carter showed at Duke that he could play off another talented big, play defense, and spread the floor. And that is exactly what the Grizzlies need at that position to fit into that gritty defense-first system they already have. This pick upgrades the power forwards the Grizzlies currently have, JaMychal Green, Yvonne Rabb, Gerald Martin, none of which has as much potential as Carter. While Carter may be a strong pick, the Grizzlies could possibly go into a different direction, such as looking to move Gasol or Conley this offseason in order to get younger. If that's the case, the Grizzlies could look into getting a younger center like Mo Bamba or Jaren Jackson Jr. But the Grizzlies have made the mistake before of drafting an underdeveloped center from college, which they did in 2009 when they selected the 7'3" center Hasib Thabeet with the second overall pick in the 2009 draft. That turned out to be a huge mistake as they passed on future MVPs James Harden and Stephen Curry. The Grizzlies will have a great pick on which big man they should choose to carry their team into the future, and there is a good case that the Grizzlies should go with Jaren Jackson Jr. instead of Wendell Carter Jr. Both players shot about 40% from 3 and averaged over 2 blocks per game in college, but Wendell Carter proved that he had a stronger post game and is a slightly better rebounder, as Jackson may take a bit more time to develop these things. Because of this, and the Grizzlies' desire to win now instead of rebuilding, the Grizzlies could reach for Carter with the 4th overall pick, or the Grizzlies could surprise everyone and take a top guard like Oklahoma's Trae Young, but that would only happen if they could find a team this offseason to take Mike Conley's huge contract. With the 5th pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, Dallas Mavericks select Jaren Jackson Jr., forward, Michigan State. For the Dallas Mavericks, in year 1 of their rebuild, Dallas landed 9th overall pick in the 2017 NBA Draft and picked the explosive guard Dennis Smith Jr., but still the team struggled with the aging Dirk Nowitzki flirting with retirement. With Jackson, the Mavericks may have found their replacement for Dirk. The Mavericks' current bigs stand at Nerlens Noel. The former lottery pick becomes a free agent this offseason and is most likely gone, and their young center, Dwight Powell, who showed some flashes of potential this season and could fit well besides Jackson. And if Dirk chooses to come back, the Mavericks can take some time to develop Jackson, as he is the youngest prospect in the draft and played a similar role in college with Michigan State. The Mavericks still have some relatively young wing players in Harrison Barnes, Dennis Smith Jr., and Seth Curry, and adding Jackson, the Mavericks have that player that could replace the production that Dirk provided in the future, and possibly the core players to take them back to the playoffs. With the 6th pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Trae Young, guard, Oklahoma. For the Orlando Magic, they have a ton of questions heading into this offseason, especially after trading guard Elfrid Payton mid-season to the Suns for a second-round pick. The Magic's remaining promising assets include forward Aaron Gordon, center Nikola Vucevic, shooting guard Evan Fournier, and last year's number 6 overall pick Jonathan Isaac. With a ton of talented forwards and centers already, getting a player that can get these other players the ball in the right places to score will be the next step in their development. This is exactly what Trae Young could bring to the team. While Young led college basketball in scoring, he also led college basketball in assists and has shown that his vision is one of his many talents. The Magic's current point guards remain DJ Augustine and Shelvin Mack, who are skilled but backups at most. With Trae Young's passing skills and Aaron Gordon's leaping ability, they should be a dangerous team offensively with just those two players, and could be the key pieces to bring the franchise back to relevancy. With the 7th overall pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Mo Bamba, center, University of Texas. The Chicago Bulls can go many different directions with this pick, but for the Bulls, using this pick in a place of need could prove to be beneficial to their future. Looking at the Chicago Bulls roster, they have many potential young stars in Chris Dunn, Zach LaVine, and Lauri Markkanen. Each one of these players have shown flashes of becoming the Bulls' building blocks for the future. The one outlier in the Bulls' youth movement is center Robin Lopez, who just turned 30, and we have most likely seen the best of Lopez's career already. With Lopez on the last year of his contract next season, the Bulls could have a center groomed already for his departure. With center Mo Bamba, the Bulls are getting one of the best defensive centers in college, with a strong post presence that can make an impact on both the offensive and defensive end of the floor, while also not impeding the development of some of their core players. With Mo Bamba's wingspan, he should find no problems fitting into this defensive center role. Bamba will still be a raw offensive project, but he has shown in college that he has the potential to hit outside shots, but it will take time to develop. If the Bulls decide to go into a different direction than the center position, the Bulls could look to draft forward Mikal Bridges or Michael Porter Jr., both shown to have a ton of upside that could help the Bulls offensively, but with drafting these forwards could cause problems with impeding the development of the Bulls' 2015 and 2016 draft picks Bobby Portis and Denzel Valentine, who spends most of their time filling the Bulls' small forward spot. With the 8th overall pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Michael Porter Jr., University of Missouri. In this mock draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers still get a chance to draft one of the best potential players in the draft. With Michael Porter Jr., the Cavs could possibly have that offensive star that could relieve some pressure from LeBron James. While they are still concerned about his injury and might not be as strong defensively as you would like from your forwards, Porter's 6'11" frame will make him a dangerous scorer as soon as he steps on the floor, and a third option on a team that needs as much help as it can get to transition to life after LeBron. With the 9th overall pick, the New York Knicks select Mikal Bridges, shooting guard, University of Villanova. For the New York Knicks, in taking guard Mikal Bridges, he fits the need of a two-way guard that can get his own shot and spread the floor, while also keeping the ball in the hands of last year's pick Frank Ntilikina to develop. The Knicks have already found their franchise star of the future in Kristaps Porzingis, but it is very possible that Porzingis misses most of the next season as well, so getting as many assets around him for when he returns will be beneficial. The New York Knicks have tried to make some serious moves to shore up their guard position by trading for top pick in the 2015 NBA Draft Emmanuel Mudiay, and also nabbing Trey Burke from the Utah Jazz. While providing some solid offense, these players are nowhere close to the star-caliber guards the Knicks need to compete. While the Knicks just signed guard Tim Hardaway Jr. during the 2017-2018 season to a 4-year deal, Bridges could help in one area Hardaway chooses to ignore: defense. Seen as one of the best two-way wing players in college, with Bridges' frame, he could potentially slide to the small forward spot, for which the Knicks are much less talented at, as the Knicks' current small forwards include Michael Beasley, who had a resurgent year with the Knicks, but is on the final year of his contract, so the Knicks could look to replace him with a younger version with more potential. With the 10th pick in the 2018 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Kevin Knox from the University of Kentucky. With this pick, the 76ers must find pieces to pair around their core of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Most importantly, more shooting. The Sixers may be in a bind this offseason as they have a chance to lose their best shooter, JJ Redick, to free agency and may lose Marco Bellinelli, Ersan Ilyasova as well. With Kevin Knox, the 76ers can immediately replace their scoring as well as keeping their length inside. Knox could model his game after Robert Covington, who is the 76ers' current small forward and plays the role of a 3-and-D role off Embiid and Ben Simmons. With Kevin Knox's youth, he could learn to grow into this role, and with Knox's frame, the 76ers could keep their length on the wings on the defensive end. But what do you think, NBA fans? Who do you think will be the top 10 picks in this year's NBA draft? Leave it in the comment section below, but until then, it's been your boy, Johnny Walker LA, and I'm out. Bow!